as Madrid and City were shown no pity. And whilst Mo has plenty of listeners, in FPL I'm taking no prisoners. The good, the bad and the ugly at Liverpool FC podcast for Game Week 13. Brought to you by the LFC File. Roll the intro, Connor. For the good, the bad and the ugly at Liverpool FC podcast for the Game Week 13. Brought to you by the LFC File and myself, of course, Mr. Ben Green. Oops, excuse my chair. Oops. Firstly, thanks very much for stopping by. As always, greatly appreciated. Remember, if you like the content, do like, subscribe, press the notification bell so you know when the next one comes out. Tell your mates, tell your friends, fam, blah, blah, blah. And let's continue to grow the community. It does seem, though, as if some of the subscribers have fallen off, which I know is a YouTube phenomenon, and it's not as if I have that many, but I have noticed that it's dwindled lately, and I don't think it's because everything is so bad and the podcast is that crap. So if you notice that and you haven't, your subscription is no longer there, then please do resubscribe. Anyway, that said, let's get on. I've got an update for the Movember as well campaign. That should be coming a bit later, and of course the FPL update. So without further ado, let's get on to it with the good. And the good this week is none other than, of course, it's got to be yesterday's 2-0 win at Anfield against title holders and challengers Manchester City. A huge result for Liverpool on the back of the win against Real Madrid, which we'll come on to shortly. But a very good result for the men in red at Anfield yesterday, running out fairly comfortable 2-0 winners, I would say. There were one or two spells where you might have thought that City would get back into the game, but Liverpool defended very stoutly to a man. So absolutely can't complain there. And I've got Laura Hunter there with her headline, Liverpool 2, Man City 0. Cody Gatto and Mohamed Salah secure victory as crisis deepens for Pep Guardiola. And yes, a crisis it seems to be, because that must be, I think, the 5th game on the trot that they haven't won. I'm not sure if they've drawn any, but definitely haven't won for quite a while now. And yes, Pep seems to be in a little bit of trouble. Anyway, that is by the by as far as I'm concerned. Cody Gakpo's goal where he latched onto Mo Salah's cross, superb cross by, pass, from Trent Alexander Arnold. It doesn't get better than that. And Mo Salah as well, dispatching a penalty in the 78th minute to put the game beyond their illustrious visitors. Very, very satisfying result for all fans alike. I think even for the neutral, actually. I think if most people could choose, they'd probably choose Liverpool over Moneybag City, to be perfectly honest. So yes, very good result. We have this continual discussion over Mo Salah's contract. We'll come on to that later. But overall, a very, very good result. I think Liverpool dominated the game, controlled the game. Of course, with Man City being who they are, you do expect them to be in the game at least, which they were, but they didn't do enough, let's say, to get into it. And of course, Pep Guardiola at the end was doing this sort of, six thing, wasn't he? He's like, yeah, whatever. I think anyone could. I think the Dog and Duck could win 6 Premier League titles if you had the money they had. But we won't go down that discussion. So very good result, and absolutely can't complain. And with that, we move swiftly on to the not bad. And this week it really is not bad. And that is the 2-0 win at home against Real Madrid. And another superb performance and result from Arne Slot's men. A 0-0 goalless first half. Pretty even game actually, but you could see Liverpool were knocking on the door. They had a couple of early chances, and Real Madrid were, I would say, lucky to go in goalless at half time. But in the second half, Gary McAllister was there in the 52nd minute to score, put the Reds ahead, and then 20 minutes later we had a contribution from Mr. Cody Gatto, who is in a rich vein of scoring form these days. And I've got the Daily Mail here with the headline from Oliver Holt: Liverpool 2, Real Madrid 0. Reds make their case for Champions League glory with dominant win over defending champions thanks to goals from Alex McAllister and Cody Gakpo, and need one say more. I think for me, there were a few standout performances actually, but Connor Bradley, I think, will go down in the history books for the most perfectly timed tackle, unlike my speech, perfectly timed tackle on Mbappe as the French forward was steaming into the Liverpool box. So fantastic tackle, and that's been doing the rounds on social media, as one would imagine. But overall, an excellent performance. Kanate as well, everyone to a man. The whole team played really well. Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, Jude Bellingham was upset, as you can imagine. Mbappe, I think, was stunned. People would point to the absence of Vinicius Junior and Danny Carvajal, but to be honest, I don't think they would have made that much difference. Liverpool just really, they didn't just outplay them, as Mr. Holt says, they absolutely outclassed them. And Carlo Ancelotti didn't really have any response to the red wave that was upon him at Anfield on Wednesday night. So well done, the Reds. Totally can't complain with that performance. I don't think there's an unhappy Liverpool fan anywhere on the planet right now. And we come swiftly on to the ugly. And the ugly this week is the ongoing row, let's say, between war of words between Reds legend and pundit Jamie Carragher and Mr. Mo Salah over his expiring contract. Yeah, what can you say? It's becoming a bit public now, and to be honest, I think it's time we just got on with the matter of football. Mo Salah, after the game yesterday, was sort of saying, "Yeah, the fans love me. I love the fans," and etc. etc. Yeah, I think it's all handbags, to be honest. I would be inclined to agree with Jamie Carragher, where he said last week that the most important thing for Liverpool at this point in time is their pursuit of the league and the Champions League. And yeah, just to the better of the team. And I think obviously Mo Salah, he does enjoy and love playing for the club, but at the end of the day, maybe he should put that to one side. Because to be honest, if he was just waiting for his contract to run down, he wouldn't say anything. He'd just say, yeah, the usual platitudes, yeah, they're in discussion, pulled. As we saw in the past with other players such as the likes of McManaman or maybe even Trent. He's very quiet on the matter, but let's see how that turns out. Yeah, I think, yeah, maybe Mo button it a little bit and just get on with the game. There's no question his loyalty to the club, his love for the club. This goes without question. I don't think he needs to point that out. I think everybody knows that he would like to stay with the club, and I think his football does the talking. He's playing as equally well now as he has when he first walked through the door. So there's no, hint of a contract player or something like that. And at the end of the day, there will be no shortage of clubs looking to offer Mr. Salah a 2, 3, whatever year contract. Considering the shape that he's in, I think the guy has the body of a 28-year-old, never mind 32 or whatever he is. So yes, yeah, let's just hope that he and the club, or rather his agent and the club, can reach an agreement with which everybody's satisfied. We wait with bated breath to see how things pan out with this particular situation. And before we wrap up, two things. Firstly, the Fantasy Premier League update for FC Akian Salfish. And here we have Game Week 13, got a nice score of 89. fairly comfortably above the average of 60. Some nice returns there. Salah, Mr. Captain, of course, got 26. 14 from Palmer, 10 from Johnson as well. For Tottenham, very good results there. Gabriel scored as well for Arsenal. Yeah, I mean, Wood as well, he's got 9, so good result there. The only thing I probably could have done better was to keep Gallagher in goal instead of Flecken, but to be honest, I actually forgot to update my team. Only noticed afterwards when it was about 1, so I didn't have time to do that. The deadline was 12, I think. Well, it was here anyway. So yes, could have been better, but could have been much, much worse, as you often hear me say. On to the league situation. So with the Dusseldorf Super League, you can see I've extended my lead at the top, now on 819 points versus Merely Mortals, who are on 796. So what's that? I'll make that 27 points ahead there. Yes, I'm not giving this lead up anytime soon. I don't think I have to be on my mettle. So very happy with that. And I think there's only, they think it's all over. We've got 93 points actually this week. Got to watch out for him because he's on it, that one. In the League of Kings, 20146667, still in second place on 728 points. 89 as we know, and that was a better score than Here We Go, who were in first, and you can see that I'm just 22 points away from him, and I've extended my lead over FC Bazenga, who overtook Vultures this week to leapfrog into third place. So all's well in the league situation. Chipping away. Here we go. Yeah, I'll be worried, mate, if I were you. Before we wrap up, I'd just like to give a final update on the Movember campaign, seeing as we are in December. The main event is over, as we know. However, got 501, the target was 750, but it's clear I'm not going to make that, unfortunately. That's a shame, but thanks to everyone who donated. This is greatly appreciated. On the team front, though, over £1,000, 1,011. A couple of anonymous donors yesterday. Not sure who they were, but obviously they're anonymous. But way over the target of €750. So absolutely over the moon with that, I have to say. Absolutely over the moon. And in total, close to £1,800 raised this month. So we can all be happy with ourselves for those that have contributed, whether it's financially or have had some kind of event, a little get together or something to raise awareness. So thank you very much for that, one and all. It's hugely appreciated, and I think there are people that are going to be very thankful that we've made the effort. So well done. And on that note, I will wrap it up there. Thank you very much for your time and attention. If this has floated your boat, then please remember to like, subscribe, press the notification bell so you get a little ding-a-ling-ling or something when the next one is available. Look out for the standalone FBL, the 60-second update on Friday. And until then, enjoy the week. Look after yourselves, look after one another. And until the next time, peace. Your LFC file.